Welcome to ASTYoga, Affirmation Storytelling Yoga. Today it's about leisure, with a slow flow. We begin in child's pose. Leisure is a feat of being a pleasant companion to oneself, said Carl Wagall. Come into tabletop position, bend and stretch your back in circular motions in cat and cow. Heinrich Böll wrote an anecdote on lowering the work ethic in 1963, and it goes like this. In a harbor on the western coast of Europe, a poorly dressed man lies in his fisher boat dozing. A smartly dressed tourist just puts a new color film in his camera to take the idyllic picture. Blue sky, green sea, with peaceful snow-white wave crests, black boat, red fishing cap, click. Once more, click. And since all good things come in threes, and sure things are safe, a third time, click. Come into a kneeling position, place your left hand on your right ear, tilt your head to the left. You will make a good catch today, said the tourist. The fisherman shakes his head. But I've been told the weather is favorable. The fisherman nods. So you're not going to go out? The fisherman shakes his head. The tourist grows nervous. Put your right hand on your left ear, tilt your head to the right. Certainly caring about the welfare of the poorly dressed person, gnawing at him with sorrow for the missed opportunity. Oh, you don't feel well? Release. Interlace your fingers behind your back, stretch your arms and lean forward. Finally, the fisherman moves from sign language to the truly spoken word. I feel great, he says. I've never felt better. He stands up, stretching as if to demonstrate how athletically built he is. I feel fantastic. Straighten back up, come to a kneeling position, place your hands on your hips and lean back. The tourist's expression becomes more and more unhappy. He can no longer suppress the question that threatens to burst his heart. So to speak. But then, why don't you go out? Release. Stand with your right leg extended to your right. Place your right hand on your right thigh. Lean to the right, extend your left arm to the right. The answer comes promptly and succinctly. Because I already went out this morning. Was the catch good? It was so good that I don't need to go out again. I had 4 lobsters in my basket, caught almost 2 dozen mackerels. The fisherman, finally awaked, is now thawing and patting the tourist on the back. Place your left hand on the floor, lean to the left, extend your right arm into gate pose. The latter's worried expression appears to him as an expression of misplaced yet touching concern. I have enough even for tomorrow and the day after, he said, to ease the stranger's soul. Lift your right leg off the floor. I don't mean to meddle in your personal affairs, he said, but just imagine if you took out a second, a third, maybe even a 4th time today, and you caught 3, 4, 5, maybe even 10 dozen mackerels. Imagine that. Put your right foot back up. Lift your left arm off the floor, stretching it parallel next to your right. The fisherman nods. You would, the tourist continues, not only go out today, but tomorrow, the next day, yes, every favorable day 2, 3, maybe 4 times. Do you know what would happen? The fisherman shakes his head. Cross your hands behind your head and lean to the right. You would be able to buy a motor in no more than a year, a second boat in 2 years, in 3 or 4 years you may have a small cutter. Of course, with 2 boats or the cutter you would catch a lot more. One day you would have 2 cutters. Lean to the left. You would, enthusiasm catches his voice for a few moments, you would build a small cold storage, maybe a smokehouse, later a marriott factory, fly around in your own helicopter, spot the schools of fish and radio instructions to your cutters. You could buy the salmon rights, open a fish restaurant, export the lobster directly to Paris without middlemen, and then release. Stand with your left leg extended to your left. Place your left hand on your left thigh. Lean to your left. Extend your right arm to the left. He looks at the peacefully rolling tide in which untrapped fish jumping happily. And then, he says, but again his excitement takes his breath away. Place your right hand on the floor, lean to the right, extend your left arm into gate pose. The fisherman pats him on the back like a child who has choked. "What then?" he asked softly. Lift your left leg off the floor. "Then," the stranger says with quite enthusiasm, "then you could sit here in the harbour with peace of mind, dozing in the sun, looking out at the glorious sea." Put your left feet back up, raise your right arm parallel to the left. "But I'm already doing that," says the fisherman. "I'm sitting calmly by the harbour, dozing, only your clicking has disturbed me." Restore your left leg, cross your hands behind your head and lean to the left. In fact, the tourist, who had been instructed in such a way, moved away thoughtfully, for he had once also believed that he was walking so that one day he would no longer have to walk. Lean to the right. But no trace of pity for the poorly dressed fisherman remained in him, only a little envy. Place your left foot in front of you, straighten your right leg, your hands remain closed behind your head, bring your right elbow to left knee in twisted lunge. More than 60% of people feel they have too much to do. Straighten up to high lunge, keeping your hands crossed behind your head. Professional success and field bank accounts are considered more important by most people than freedom and time prosperity. Raise your right leg off the ground in an extended position, lean forward into Warrior 3. At the same time, many people want more peace and quiet, more time for themselves or friends and family, more serenity, time they can dispose of themselves. Open to the right. This is what leisure means: to be master or mistress of one's own time, to live according to one's destiny. Bend your left knee, place your right foot, extend your arms out to your side into Warrior 2. Leisure does not mean doing nothing in a relaxed way, at least not only. Bring both hands to the floor in the downward looking dog. Leisure comes in many forms: in inspiring conservation, in oblivious play, in hiking, in playing sports or music. In working, at least, it can be. Place your right foot between your hands, straighten into high lunge, open into warrior 2. Experiencing the present, appreciating life always takes place in the now. Cross your hands behind your head, release your left leg from the floor, lean forward. Leisure, not work, is the goal of man, said Oscar Wilde. Turn your upper body parallel to the floor into warrior 3. Leisure is proper time. Come into high lunge, hands remaining crossed behind your head. Sometimes the same things can even be stress or leisure time. Doing the dishes, going to work, jogging, vacation preparings, cooking, maybe even the yoga class. Bring your left elbow to your left knee in twisted lunge. Come into high lunge, lift your arms, take a step forward with your left foot, bring your hands together in front of your heart. So it seems to come down to state of mind and attitude towards the things we do. Raise your arms, bend the elbows, bring your hands together behind your heart, come into a back bend. Well, then, couldn't we do more things with leisure if we were doing them anyway? Come into the whole forward bend. An important feature of leisure time is a sense of self-determination. In a study with civil servants, those who had little control over when and how they did their work felt significantly more stressed. Get into half forward bend. Another issue is concentration. When attention is on just one thing, we feel it more intensely, and these experiences are also better remembered later. Come back to the whole forward bend. Engaging with something is what makes it an experience. Whether it's doing the dishes, watching the water form, feeling the warm soapy water wash over your hands, maybe sniffing the scent of lemons. Straighten up, rise your arms, bend at the elbows, bring your hands together behind your head, come into back bend. So celebrating a flow state. Come into the whole forward bend. Meditation is not a matter of activity, but of an attitude. Come into the half forward bend. Leisure is well-being are indispensable prerequisites of all culture. So Max Frisch. Get into plank pose. A special form of leisure is the so-called idle mode of the brain. Thoughts come and go, nothing is held in, nothing agitates. This is good for the brain and the soul. Much better than playing around with your cell phone during this time. Float to the floor. Effects of more leisure in life are not only generally more contentment and serenity. You also become more creative because there is air for new things. Come into a baby cobra. The sociologist Hartmut Rosa recommends the Ulysses strategy for a life with more less stress and more leisure. Tying yourself up so as not to fall prey to the siren songs of infinite possibilities. Float down, put your hands back a bit and come into cobra. In the diary we should write from time to time nothing. Lower yourself back down and come into the downward looking dog. Doing less and more intensely what we really want to do gives life meaning, depth and satisfaction and vibrancy. Lift your left leg, angle the knee, open your hip. An Irish prayer. Take time to work. It is a price of success. Lower your leg back down, lift your right leg, angle the knee, open your hip. Take time to reflect. It is a source of strength. Bring the right foot forward between your hands, open to Warrior 2. Take time to play. It is the secret of youth. Bring your hands together in front of your heart, bend your left knee, stretch your right leg to the right into Ninja pose. Take time to read. It is the foundation of knowledge. Switch to the other side. Bend your right leg, stretch your left leg. Take time to be kind. It is the gateway to happiness. Place both hands on the floor, bend forward, stretch both legs. Take time to dream. It's the way to the stars. Straighten up, bend your left leg into Warrior 2. Take time to laugh. It is the true joy of life. Come into the downward looking dog. Take time to be joyful. It is the music of the soul. Lower the knees and then come into a sitting position. Take time to enjoy. It is a reward of your actions. Place your right foot on the outside of your left knee turn to the right. Take time to plan. Then you have time for the other 9. Place the left foot on the outside of the right knee, turn to the right. When will be your next leisure time? Stretch out both legs and lie back in your Shavasana. Come back into the room. Move your fingers and toes. Stretch yourself. Pull your knees to the chest. Move here. Turn on a side and come in an upright, relaxed, seated position. Raise your arms and bring your hands together before your heart. Lower your head. Bring light into you and in the world. Namaste.